Hey, Donnie. Yeah. Do you hear this guy? Do you see what he's talking about? He's saying that I don't have to eat the same amount of carbs every single day and I'll lose weight. What the? Baloney. That guy's full of it. I'm gonna give this guy a thumbs down. That's ridiculous.
What's up, everybody? My name is Vince and welcome to my channel. So today is gonna be the second video of the Diet Tool Belt series that I just recently made. So today we're gonna talk about carb cycling. First, before I get started, if you guys liked my recent videos and you like the series, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and click subscribe for more interesting diet tips and tools that you can use to help lose weight. So let's talk about carb cycling a little bit today, guys, and I'm going to go over the 101 of carb cycling, kind of explain to those who don't know exactly what it is, and let's get started. It's an organized and sometimes premeditated way of eating carbohydrates and maybe fats. I'll go over that in just a little bit. For simplicity for the video and my explanation, we're going to have 3 days that I'm talking about. A high carb day, a moderate carb day, and a low carb day. You're going to alternate those days in a fashion that works for you, but it also gets you to your average carbohydrate intake for the end of the week, and I'll go over that in just a minute. Now, guys, I'm a believer that any sort of change you make to your diet is going to have an impact, and you could lose weight just by doing this, by alternating your carbohydrates here. Nothing else. But if you want to lose more weight, more change is required. First thing you got to do before you set up your carb cycling diet is find your maintenance calories. And if you don't already know that, you got to figure that out. And I'll make another video of that later here. But for the ease and simplicity of the video, let's assume that you already know your maintenance calories. And then you have to find your maintenance carbohydrates. So I'm going to, again, assume that you know this already or have an idea of that level. That number is your average. Now let's talk about setting up your carb cycling diet. Let's just say, for instance, your maintenance carbohydrates is 100 grams of carbs. Now, I've found success by making a change to your maintenance carbohydrates by 25%. Let's talk about that for a second. To find that, and again, this number is an example, we're going to take 100 and we're going to multiply that by 1.25. This is 125% of your maintenance carbohydrates, and that's going to be for your high carb day. So, on your high carb day, you're going to have 125 grams of carbs. On your moderate carb day, you're going to have your maintenance or 100 carbohydrates, 100 grams of carbs. Now let's talk about your low carb days. You're going to multiply 100 times 0.75, okay, and that's going to get you 75 grams of carbs. So what that's going to do for you guys is that's going to give you your high carb, moderate carb, and low carb day. The low carb day is 75 grams of carbs. Are we all following? Great. So for 3 days, you're going to follow high carb, moderate carb, low carb. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are going to be high carb, moderate carb, low carb. And then Sunday, me personally, I've done this before. I like to have a moderate carb day. Like I said, your sample week, high carb, medium carb, low carb. High carb, medium carb, low carb. Moderate carb. Add it all up and divide that number by 7. So you take 125 plus 100 plus 75 plus 125 plus 100 plus 75 plus 100, and you divide that by 7. There's 7 days in a week, and you're going to get the average. And there's a little bit of math class, guys. Come on, stick with me. You're going to get 100 grams of carbs is the average. Let's talk about this some more. If you want to lose more weight, I'm going to move over here, guys. If you want to lose more weight, take your maintenance calories and take 250 calories away. Then recalculate and find your new maintenance carbohydrates. And then do the same thing over and over again. Once you find out your maintenance calories and your maintenance carbohydrates, carb cycling is very, very easy for anyone to do. You don't have to be a math whiz. Let's talk about how this applies to the non-lifter. I'm going to categorize this for you guys because I know not everyone lifts weights and not everyone is sedentary who watches my videos. Should you carb cycle if you don't lift? If you just want to lose an extra couple pounds, let's say you overate for the holidays. what should you do? Can you carb cycle? You don't lift, you don't go to the gym too much, maybe you do cardio here and there. Sure, I think that's an option for you. You can carb cycle. If you're gonna do it, you need to be in a deficit. So find your maintenance calories, take 250 away to start. You can always take off more later. And then find your maintenance carbohydrates to lose more weight instead of doing high carb, medium, moderate carb, low carb for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can do, let's just say, for instance, low carb, high carb, and then low carb, moderate carb. Use the same numbers: 75, 75, 125, 75, 75, 100. Okay. Over the course of that week, you would have had averaged 75 grams of carbs per day. Now, let me explain this to you guys of how that's so great for someone who maybe is a little bit harder for them to stick to a diet. Maybe they've yo-yo dieted off and on and they can't seem to find something that works for them. You have low carb, and on a Monday, that's gonna be a little rough for you. On Tuesday, low carb, you can do it. You have one more day. You gotta get through Tuesday and you get a high carb day. So, it's easier to stick to, and when you stick to it, you get rewarded for those high carb and the moderate carb day. You don't have a long, boring diet that you have to stick to, and over the course of the week, you're eating less carbs than what you normally were used to. It's 25 grams less of carbs than what your body was already taking in, or for your maintenance carbohydrates. It is sustainable, and that's one of the big factors I take into the Diet Tool Belt series, guys. Is carb cycling sustainable? And I do believe it is. I think, heck yeah, it is. It is sustainable. If you go out with friends and you want to go to a restaurant, you want to go to a bar, and you're having a late night, you can plan for that ahead. On Friday when we go out at night, I'm ready. I'm good. I've earned that. I've earned that reward. I've earned that extra beer. I've earned that slice of pizza. Whatever it is, you've earned it because you stuck to your diet and you made adjustments so that you can now go do things and nothing is hindering you. Let's talk about the person who actually lifts, but only lifts to lose weight. I think you can. Hell yeah, you can carb cycle. You need to be in that deficit though to lose the weight, because that's what, with all these tools, guys, you're always going to end up being in a deficit. That's just the way of the world. You got to take in less than you expend, one way or another, to lose weight. You got to have enough carbs in the tank though to power through your workout, because you want to still have those intense workouts. And let's just say, for instance, you're on a bro split and you do arms. You have an arm day, you have a chest day, a back day, and a leg day. On arm day, you want to make sure that that coincides with your low carb day. Why? Arms are, and generally speaking, are a smaller body part than your chest and your back and your legs. So you don't need that many carbs compared to a leg workout. Chest and back, I'd say probably moderate carb day you can get away with. If you have real intense workouts on chest and back, of course you can have a high carb day. And if at the end of the week you gain some weight that you didn't want to gain, have a moderate carb day on your chest and back days. And leg day, of course, have a high carb day. I've had luck with this carb cycling split. Low carb day on Monday, moderate carb day on Tuesday, high carb day on Wednesday. Thursday, low carb. Friday, moderate carb. Saturday, high carb. Sunday, moderate carb. I've had luck with that, guys. Why I think this is a good option for the newbie lifter, 1 to 3 years. It gives you the adaptability for your diet. If you've been lifting and you think, oh my gosh, I'm so tired after my workouts, you're getting stronger in the gym, you're lifting more weight, you're building muscle, you can tell, but you're a little bit tired, add a high carb day in somewhere. Turn a moderate carb day into a high carb day, or reconfigure your carb cycling. Maybe now your maintenance calories went up 500. You need to readjust for that. You need to lose weight, take some carbs out, and recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's why I think that this is a great option for the lifter who is either new and wants to lose a little bit of weight, or is trying to come down off of a bulk and doesn't want to go 0 to 100, or 100 to 0 if we want to go that route. But at the end of the day, I think that you want to get the most accomplished with the least amount of effort. So take as little away for the biggest change, biggest positive change, and you'll have less plateaus and you'll have more fun doing it. You'll figure out more about your body. Now let's talk about for the experienced lifter and carb cycling. Should you carb cycle? Maybe. And like I said before in the previous section, only if you want to keep your waistline in check. Okay? You need to be in a caloric surplus if you want to build muscle. That's just the way of the world, guys. That's how it works. You guys should know this. So you shouldn't be too worried about your carbohydrate intake. You should be focused on building muscle, lifting more weight in the gym, and recovering. If that's what you're interested in, that's what you should be focused on, not so much taking calories away. Sticking to a bulking diet but with low carb days is kind of hard, and the fluctuation can be good for killing boredom, but like I said, you should be sticking to that bulking diet, and you should have a consistent higher intake of calories. Maybe not necessarily from carbs, maybe not necessarily from fat, but you should definitely be consuming more calories than what you expend. So that way, you're always growing, okay? But if you want to have a mini diet, carb cycling can work for you too. What carb cycling does at the end of the day is it kills boredom, and it can help fuel your bro split workout so that you aren't overeating on a day where you're not expending that many calories. Like what I said earlier, arm day, lower carbohydrate. You should not be having the same amount of carbohydrates that you eat whenever you do a leg workout. So keep that in mind. That's the end. That's the end. Can you believe it? We got through carb cycling, the very mysterious carb cycling. If you guys liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Click to subscribe so you can be informed on the tools that I'll be putting out for you guys. But one thing's for certain, guys, I do want to hear what you guys think about my videos. And maybe you have a comment that you want to put down in the comment section and ask me, how does a bit of this information work a little bit more in depth, and how can you use it in your life? Post a comment. I'm here to help you guys. And maybe if I have enough comments, I can make a question and answer video and kind of get it all in one video for you guys. Anyway, thank you guys for visiting. I do appreciate you guys coming to watch and sticking through and watching the whole thing. And thanks for watching.